and go straight into Bernie Madoff, boys.
His name, synonymous with fraud. In 2009, Bernie Madoff pleaded guilty to what is likely the largest financial scam in history. The one-time Wizard of Wall Street ran a $65 billion scheme.
Wall Street fraud who masterminded the largest Ponzi scheme in history is going to spend the rest of his life behind bars.
Wall Street's biggest swindler ever, now behind bars.
A classic Ponzi scheme, Madoff used new investors' money to pay back the old ones. It was fronted through Bernard L. Madoff Investment Securities, the Wall Street firm he founded in 1960 and ran until his arrest in December 2008. Madoff's victims ranged from celebrities like Kevin Bacon, Kira Sedgwick, former talk show host Larry King, and the owner of the Mets. They were international banks, companies, charities, and thousands of individual investors. Born Bernard Lawrence Madoff, he grew up in Queens, New York, and graduated from Hofstra University on Long Island. He started his small trading firm when he was 22 years old with $5,000 he saved from summer jobs and a loan from his father-in-law. And by the late 1980s, Madoff was one of the highest-paid people on Wall Street, living in a penthouse on Manhattan's Upper East Side, buying yachts, cars, vacation homes, and country club memberships. By the 90s, he'd made a name for himself delivering consistent, better-than-average returns for his exclusive clients. Concerns about Madoff's business practices surfaced as early as 1999, when financial analyst Harry Markopolos complained to the Securities and Exchange Commission, but his warnings went nowhere.
I gift-wrapped and delivered the largest Ponzi scheme in history to them, and somehow they couldn't be bothered to conduct a thorough and proper investigation.
Madoff's lies began to unravel in 2008 when the financial crisis triggered investors to make withdrawals from his fund. Madoff was unable to find new investors to pay off the old ones. On December 10th, 2008, he told his sons, who worked in his firm as traders, that the investment fund was one big lie.
I don't know who.
In an interview with 60 Minutes, his wife Ruth described the
Bro, they made this motherfucker the president, dude. Like, it's wild. No confidence lost in the marketplace, baby. Shit's still popping off.
moment he confessed.
I was kind of paralyzed.
What do we think, chat? Did his sons know?
Bernie got up and said, I'm going back to the office.
Was he emotional in any way?
Like always?
I don't remember that either.
He did, right? I remember. No. From the jump.
Apologetic in any way?
Probably, yes.
Madoff's son, Mark, hanged himself on the second anniversary of his father's arrest. His other son, Andrew, died of cancer 4 years later. For his crimes, Madoff was sentenced to 150 years in federal prison.
I know one of his sons killed himself. I know. I watched the fucking... Wasn't it Robert De Niro for HBO? That was actually pretty good. That was... I didn't pre-watch it. I just know what happened in this like high-profile case, guys. I think it was Robert De Niro, right? That motherfuckers be like, I can't believe you pre-watched history, dude. Like, yeah, I just, you know, I didn't personally see it happen at the time. I didn't really give a shit at the time, but
Even from behind bars, he insisted he did no harm.
Did people lose profits that they thought they made? Yes, you know, but did they lose capital? I'm confident that when this thing is all finished, very few people, if any, will lose.
I've said this before. I've used this example many times, but like Bernie Madoff didn't get popped because he fucking stole, okay? He got popped because he stole from the rich. You can't steal from the wealthy, okay? And this motherfucker was indiscriminate, okay? I mean, he stole from like Elie Wiesel and shit, okay? He was like beloved figures, okay? He was just like, oh, don't give a shit. Give me your money. Like, he fucked with rich people's bag. And if you fuck with rich people's bag, you get fucked. That's just always going to be the case. Can you explain what he did? A Ponzi scheme. What he did was basically show incredible returns on investment by taking money from people and then paying them back like insane amounts of money, making it seem like he was by getting other money from other people, by making it seem like he was the most successful fucking investor on the block. He literally just took money from other people that kept funneling more money into it because they wanted to make more money, and basically paid off people whenever they asked for it. And kept it going that way. He fucked with my non-rich grandmother's bag too, just to preempt any possible Robin Hood interpretation folks might have. Oh yeah, no. He of course stole from the poor as well. Come on, that's a given though. Everybody steals from the poor. Everybody steals from the poor. He stole from the wealthy as well. That's the reason why he got fucked.
Their principal.
A quarter of the stolen money has not been returned to investors.
CNN's chief business correspondent, Christine Romans. She's covered this scandal from the beginning. She's back with me. You've covered this extensively. Enormous repercussions of this for his own family, certainly, but many thousands of investors who lost a lot. Tell us what we know about the circumstances of his death.
It's such a sad and tragic story. He died at 82 years old. The Bureau of Prisons tells us he was in Butner, North Carolina, serving a sentence of 150 years. A couple of years ago, recently he had asked, to be.
Yeah, the biggest reason why he got popped, by the way, I mean, who knows when this could have ended, right? But the biggest reason was that there was a lot of fears. A 2008 market crash is happening, and people wanted to pull their fucking money out. People were already skeptical because they were saying, like, there's no way. There is no fucking way that this dude is making this much money. Like, there's no fucking way. It, like, doesn't make sense. But ultimately, the reason why he got caught was because too many people wanted to pull out at the same time. And he wasn't able to, he wasn't able to get away with it. You try to use capitalism cheat codes? No. The problem is capitalism has a lot of cheat codes for wealthy people. It's built into the system. The problem is, again, and I can't stress this enough, he stole from rich people. That's why he went to prison for 150 years.
To be let out because he was near end-stage renal failure. Now we have the COVID.
Sad
but he was
story. I didn't say fucking sad. I think it's completely warranted. I wish we treated all financial criminals like we treated Bernie Madoff, but we don't.
We're told he died of natural causes.
But 150 years is cruel and unusual.
This man, just stunning, the extent of the deceit and the lies. Going back maybe to the beginning of his career in the mid-1970s, he styled himself as the Wizard of Wall Street, but really his name is synonymous with fraud, and the biggest fraud we've ever seen. The Ponzi scheme that he perfected here, just so widespread. And
he tried to get out of prison, stating COVID as a reason, but they were like, nope.
Brought in people like Kevin Bacon and Kira Sedgwick and our former colleague Larry King and many, many others who invested money with him and got a steady, dependable 8 to 10% return. And then when they would draw out of those accounts, he would get new clients to pay out. So there never was an account. He had made up out of thin air these accounts for people, and everything went along. I mean, there was big demand to have Bernie Madoff manage your money until 2008, the financial crisis, Jim, remember? And some of these clients started asking to pull out their money to cover losses elsewhere, and he didn't have the money. The whole thing went up in smoke. Really sad, too. One of his sons died of cancer. Another one took his.
It's like saying it's really sad while like kind of doing that fake anchor smile. It's so weird. God, news media is so strange, dude. It's kind of sad. His son killed himself. Like, what the fuck? Lady, what are you saying to me right now?
Life. So it's a family tragedy. It's a tragedy for all of those victims, thousands of them who lost money, and we're building a retirement that didn't even exist.
It was another big lie. People believed it.
Yep.
They lost their futures as a result of it.
Yep.
Enormous
and now
impact.
He's gone.
Now he's gone. Christine Romans, thanks very much.